This could be a train wreck.
Could be.
And with that,
But let's cross our fingers. I'm John, and tonight I want answers about Prop 8, the oil spill, and I want to hear some live music. We're live, and now watch my new opening theme.
Sounds very newsy.
It's like a news broadcast.
This is professional. This is a professional theme, is what this is.
Professionals made it. Wait till you hear who made this theme.
Oh, look, that's nice. They put it together. It's like a news show. Yeah. Again, it's like a professional show.
Check your calendars. If it says August 12th, then we're live. If it's not August 12th, then we're not live. If you're watching this on YouTube, not live. And if your second cousin brought a DVD of the show over, not live.
And he owes you money.
And owes me money. I'm really excited tonight, unlike other shows, because now tonight we have a musical guest. We have Timothy Drury, who wrote the opening theme that you just heard. And Timothy is the keyboardist for the band Whitesnake. Maybe you've heard of them.
I have heard of them.
You have heard of them.
Yes.
And he was in the touring band for the Eagles. He's actually on this DVD for The Hell Freezes Over.
He's not. He's over there.
Well, yeah, but he's on the DVD too. If you play the DVD, you'll see him playing keyboards.
I don't see anybody when I play the
And then
DVD.
he wrote a song with Don Henley, and it's on his greatest hits CD.
Don Henley's greatest hits.
Don Henley's greatest hits CDs. Yeah, he's on it. He wrote a song.
Does Timothy Drury have a greatest hits CD?
Timothy Drury has a CD. Here is his project called Corridor, and the CD's called The Crossing. And see, here they are.
This is a classy show.
This is great.
I don't know how you did this.
I don't know how I pulled this together. I met Timothy at a concert, Def Leppard. We were rock and roll.
that's right.
And then we were friends ever since. Great times. So that's my good friend Timothy's on tonight. I'm very excited about that. If you've never seen the show before,
And you probably haven't.
you probably haven't.
No. The only reason anyone's watching this show is because they typed Timothy Drury into YouTube and
it
this
came
came
up.
up.
Oh, I had all these tags like Whitesnake. All the Whitesnake fans
They're
are
like,
going to find
wow,
our show.
free music on YouTube.
This show is like a courtroom drama. So I'm going to be the prosecutor,
Yes.
and then I'll have an expert witness, and then you at home are the jury, and you'll decide whether to convict or acquit.
It didn't make any sense last month when you explained it.
Yeah.
And I have thought about it for an entire month. It still doesn't make any sense.
See, this is my idea, but it's not quite coming together. We'll be taking your tweets. So we have our iPhone set up, and then we're going to be looking at Twitter. So there on the screen is our Twitter account. It's John Wants Answer. There's no S on the end because there's no room in Twitter to have more letters. So tweet us at John Wants Answer with your question, your current event question, or your, great job, guys, kind of messages. Yeah. And we'll take your tweets later in the show.
No one's going to tweet again.
We have weird tweets. I get tweets in the middle of the month, nowhere near the actual show time.
Are they from kind of hot-looking girls?
I can't tell. They're tweets.
Well, but there's a picture.
Not that I don't recall. Jerry Ellsworth said, "Convict Keith." That was the last
Keith, yeah.
Last tweet I had. So my guest tonight, my expert tonight, is Keith Stattenfield, who is a guy with a show on this station called Keith Explains, Wednesday at 8:30.
I think, assuming the station's on the air.
Yeah. So Keith explains a variety of topics, but sometimes, actually often, he lies. But not tonight. This is a whole different show where he tells the truth all the time. He's our expert because he's a news junkie and a history buff, and he knows about civics. Weren't you a philosophy major too?
Yeah.
Philosophy major.
Yeah. That was a great life decision.
So because of the aforementioned lies, we are required to swear in Keith. because he otherwise won't
I
tell
did
the
some
truth.
investigation in the last month.
Yes.
This isn't binding in any legal sense
I
whatsoever.
know, but it ties the show together.
Okay.
Like,
bring out-
we're a
bring out the pasta.
courtroom.
Bring out the pasta.
I didn't bring the pasta this time because I found out all I got to do is have you raise your right hand
Yeah, yeah.
and say, do you swear to tell the truth?
I do.
And that's it.
Okay.
That's all we need to do to swear you in.
I'm sure that works.
All right, let's get started. Our first topic is Proposition 8.
That was great. That was great.
It's great having a live musical director on our show. You're going to be hearing stuff like that all night long.
That was so great. I'm going to try not to lie. Much.
Okay, Proposition 8. What was Proposition 8?
Most recently, Proposition 8 was a proposition that was passed by the electorate of California about a year and a half ago.
About November
Which amended
2008?
Yeah, okay, a year and 3/4 ago, which amended the California Constitution to insert something that was roughly, in California, only marriages between a man and a woman shall be recognized by the state of California.
Okay. So that was a proposition.
And it was in response to a Supreme Court finding from roughly a year before that found that the California Constitution did not prohibit two people of the same gender from marrying each other. And so some jurisdictions in the state decided to start letting two people of the same gender marry each other. And this caused some people some angst. And they thought, we can't be having them do that. Otherwise, I think the world was going to end. I don't remember the details. But so they quickly got a bunch of signatures and qualified this ballot for the election in November of 2008.
Okay. So
And
in the beginning, there was no gay marriages allowed. And then,
well, in the beginning, the earth formed.
let's say, starting from year 2000.
Okay. In the year 2000,
From the year 2000,
in California,
They were not
there were
performing.
no gay marriages allowed.
yes. And then around 2007,
Yeah,
or eight,
roughly, yeah. I think
with some
late
jurisdictions
06.
or all jurisdictions. I remember a lot of people getting married throughout the state.
Eventually, I believe they originally found that jurisdictions could allow it. And then once they could allow it, if two people came in and wanted a marriage license, the jurisdiction couldn't not marry them. I mean, it's not the kind of thing you can do.
Okay.
So they had to accept them.
And then we had the Prop 8 came on the ballot.
Prop 8 came on the ballot.
Now, how was the voting results from that?
It passed eventually, I think like 52-48.
So it barely
which
passed, but it
is, yeah, well,
kind of passed. It did pass.
It did pass, and 52-48 is not an insignificant difference between the two.
Okay.
If you look at the history of the campaign, for most of the campaign, it was behind. And so even when they got to election night, there was no one really knew if it would pass or not, because the polling was, some polls had it ahead, some polls had it behind. There was the thought that since Obama was pulling a lot of voters in, maybe they'd vote against it, and so it would lose. They kind of didn't know until down near the wire.
I heard that some people were tricked into voting for Proposition 8. They were given like misleading information about what it actually meant. Do you remember
I'm
this?
sure that's true.
Like I heard they were saying to people, if Proposition 8 passes, then there's only gay marriages allowed.
Oh, I mean, they may have told that to people, but if people believed that one, that was a little crazy.
That's a little crazy.
There were some of the ads in favor of Proposition 8 implied that if it passed, they would have to start teaching about gay relationships in kindergarten.
Which
They don't really teach about relationships at all in kindergarten. As I recall from kindergarten, it's how to make butter. And
How to make
this
butter?
is the color red. And here's how you print your name. Yes, that's what I remember from kindergarten.
I don't recall the
is
butter part. Like the writing your name, maybe, in blocks. I stacked a lot of blocks.
I went to kindergarten in 2 states. So I started in kindergarten in Illinois because I was living with my grandparents because my mother had had surgery. And then midway through the year, I transferred to Wisconsin. And my first day in kindergarten in Wisconsin, when I got there, they were all sitting in a big circle and they introduced, this is little Keith. He's here for kindergarten.